This week on the update we're going to look at Five Nights at Freddy's VR version, Blood and Truth, Orbus VR, A Realm Reborn on the Oculus Quest, and VRchat on the Quest. All that coming up on this week's update. Greetings and welcome fellow VR enthusiasts. Hi, how's it going? Sorry it's been a long time. I do apologise, as first always, the apologies. Yeah, we've been off a fair amount this week. Unfortunately, we've had a little bit of been some real world issues, as well as Kimber has been having some problems herself. Not you. My missus. My missus has been having some issues, so I'm trying to see if we can get her back, and I've been happy to report she's well and good. Say hi.
Hey up.
Yeah. And as one of the things we're going to do on her little road to recovery to help heal up, I'm going to give her a new job role. So I'm taking her through the steps of editing our videos here, and also it takes a load off me for a bit, and maybe we'll get some more video contents out. So okay, now as I said, there was a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today. On top of that, I noticed that it's been a while since I've done my last update, and again I do apologise about that. Sorry. There are some things in this time. We've had some really awesome trailers that have come out, some very impressive looking things such as like Ghostbusters, Doctor Who VR, and in fact yours truly's 5-minute trailer for the trailers for our 5-minute movie night, which is what I'm going to be doing on here. And this is all outside of the E3 conference call that's just been going on. But I'm going to be leaving the E3 stuff for another video, so look out for that video. First off, I want to say that Ghostbusters trailer. When we first saw that, we saw the original. What exactly is this Ghostbusters trailer about? The Ghostbusters is have taken the original Ghostbusters game, not the remake with like the all-female cast or everything, but the original Ghostbusters game that was really quite a decent game and was said to be the proper Ghostbusters Mark III. And they revamp it, reimagine it, and they're going to be bringing it out later on this year. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, yes, please, we definitely want some of that. That is definitely going to be on their hit lists. And as some of you guys know, those who have played this game said that it was the true interpretation of Ghostbusters 3, because we had 1 and 2 that came out then sometime after this video game came out, and it was supposed to be a picturation of the continuation of that storyline. And yes, this came out before the Ghostbusters reboot, so we're not like trying to put this above anything else just because it originally came out before the Ghostbusters reboot back on the PlayStation 3, and then remastering this for the PlayStation 4. Spot on. Definitely hyped for that, as well as we saw the trailer for Doctor Who VR. They did try to do Doctor Who before and it sucked big time, but when we saw the advert for this one, they really look like they've outdone themselves on this, especially with the graphics and the quality of what we're going to be getting for a game. You see like the inside of the TARDIS, you see the transition from the external of the TARDIS to the internal of the TARDIS, and as we're going to be doing this all in VR, I'm certainly hyped for that. I don't know if any of you guys are hyped for that, but I really want a proper VR TARDIS Doctor Who experience, and that's also looking to be coming out later on this year. So these are sort of things that we'll be looking out for. And as I said, I did our own little personal advert for our 5-minute movie night. Now, recently on Sci-Fi London, as you can see from my T-shirt, Sci-Fi London, we do what we call the 48-hour film challenge. And what the 48-hour film challenge is, people have got 48 hours to create a movie, a 5-minute movie, in which they put in and try and see if they can get awards for, or presentations, or film a film recommendation. I mean, one of our previous winners went on to create Star Wars Rogue One, so it is a big deal. And last year I got all like the final entries up and put them out on my on my channel, and did what I refer to as the 5-minute movie night. So each Saturday night at about 5 or 6 o'clock, it will be scheduled out for a single 5-minute film to come out, which will be one of these final entries for you guys. And I put the trailer for these 5-minute film entries up last week. I was going to start it today, but considering everything that's been going on, I haven't been able to get time to do the editing on that. So moving forward, hopefully the first film should be out next week, which will be about a schizophrenic who keeps hearing voices in his head. So look forward to that, and tell me what you think when you see him come out. Okay, so that's everything from the introduction. As I said, there's been quite a lot of things that have been going on since since I last done an update. As I said, from like the Ghostbusters, Doctor Who, and 5-minute video. Right, so first up, let's talk about Blood and Truth. Blood and Truth. This was a game that we've been waiting for quite some time, and it looks like James Bond's meets Gangster's Paradise, where you are a gangster family, and you get overrun by a rival gangster company, and they want to like kill all of your family and take over your family business. A proper real hostile takeover. And you're going, no, I'm not having any of that. And you like hit back. But when you hit back, you find that you really get in over your head, because this is a mad-packed action game. Now, I wouldn't put this down as a first-person shooter. When I started the game, I really had some problems with the control scheme. I think I chose like I originally chose the dual stick controller, hoping that I can like walk about. You can't walk around in this. That's why I don't consider it a proper FPS, because you're going from point to point. It's more of like a sort of a glorified wave shooter, and I really found that hard to work with the controllers. However, when I managed to change it from from dual stick controllers to motion controllers, the 2 motion controllers, I found that I had a much better experience, knowing that I wasn't actually trying to move around. The game is designed for you to be staying put on that point, and then ducking and diving and hiding underneath all sorts of things. Pity you can't run out of cover quickly when someone throws a grenade at you, but the grenade explosion area isn't that far, and you can like duck or lean out of its way if it decides to blow near you, or throw it back at them. So I gave it negative marks on the controller schemes at the beginning, but as I got used to the game, as I went through and enjoyed the storyline, I found I had a really awesome experience. The storyline is what sells this. The action-packed sequence is what sells this. I mean, there's like a moment there where I'm like running down the corridors because it turned into, instead of, I know that I was saying that it was like teleport from point to point, but you do get action moments, and those action moments where you are automatically running and it becomes like an on-rail shooter. So you are running down the corridors, explosions going off left and right. You see a helicopter flying over you, shooting up the place, and you've got to shoot the people that are in your way to get them out. Why they're trying to stop you when the building's exploding around, I don't know, but you don't care. You're just trying to run through the action, dive through the window, try and grab that scaffolding as it swings past you from a crane that's like swinging past you, and try to survive. And I tell you what, it has some really awesome experiences. Yes, it is a little bit pricey for what it came out at, but you are getting what you paid for on this. This really is a proper story-driven wave shooter, on-rail shooter, interactive, James Bond, secret agent, gangsters, paradise, shoot 'em up, heck. And we love it. It is really quite an enjoyable game and one that I recommend. It also has some replayability in this, because when you go through the game, you collect guns and weapons and then you can modify them. But when you get through the entire game and you've tried to collect as many weapons and mods as possible, you've found you've hardly managed to get anything in the way of cash to purchase extra mods. So you find you're playing the entire game basically on the basic mods or the basic settings, which is fine, fair enough, because when you go through again and you play it for the second time or third time, maybe you can buy that laser pointer upgrade for your pistol, maybe you can buy the rocket launcher attachment for your assault rifle, and have an entirely new different gameplay experience for when you try to choose those weapons. And these sort of Game Plus modes are really also what makes the game a really great game to in the way of replayability. So again, I really do recommend this game. It is a good experience all round. So yeah, have fun, enjoy kicking ass and ducking bullets. So that was Blood and Truth. Next up we have Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, knowing the history of Five Nights at Freddy's, the jump scares and everything, we just knew it was a matter of time before this came to VR. It was a horror jump scare experience that was actually crying out, please give me VR. And not did they only make one game for VR, they made the entire franchise. Every single game that ever came out of Five Nights at Freddy's is here in VR. From Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, you've got the Night Terrors, you've got the one in like the bedroom, you've got the one where you fix in vents and everything, and you just get jump scared a lot. And you just get jump scared so many times. But this is like one of the things though, you get when you get jump scared, that's the real issue with these horrors. Jump scaring people is easy. All you need is a little moment of lapse, a little moment of pause when that person is at rest, and then you give them some loud noise and something right in the face, just like this. And yeah, and that really terrifies people. But then again, at some other points in time, when you know that the jump scare is coming, it could be coming any second now. Is it going to happen now? Or is it going to happen now? Or now? Yeah. Right, and Mrs. is throwing ducks at me at the moment, or scarecrows. Yeah, so, but that pause, that wait, that not knowing if you're going to get jump scared is also what creates that moment of terror or tension and increases suspense. When are you going to get jump scared? You know it's going to happen. Is it going to happen now or not? And then nothing or something. Like the fact, are we going to jump scare you right now? You don't know. I could jump scare you any second now. But that's not up to me to jump scare you. is up to the editor, which is now my new editor, Kimber, my missus. So this is part of her recovery to health. So your terror is her recovery. Okay, but yeah, speaking of the game,
there you are.
another +1 grade A game. As I said, you get the entire experience here. You get all 3 of the original Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3. You get the, as I said, the night terror. I'm trying to remember what was the one that was like a little stuffed toy on the seat, and you got to stop him when he gets lights out. I think the duct repair. And yeah, I thought that was good. I thought I was just getting one game, but I got the entire franchise. And like I said, that is plus mode for me. Not only that, not only did you get the entire franchise, you got an extra hard mode that comes with it. So when you think you've completed it all and you think, yeah, I'm done, I'm good. I found all the secrets, because it has its whole new set of secrets, and on top of what originally was in there. Well, I don't know, actually. I haven't found any of the original secrets, but I found all like new sets of secrets, which is quite cool. But after you found that and you think you've done everything, you can then flip the switch, go to extra hard mode, and then you can do the whole lot over again with lights flashing and jump scares at you and all scary things popping in and out of everywhere. So yeah, it is a really good night of terror fun if you like that sort of thing. But yeah, that's good. Another game, if you like, I highly recommend. Positive stars all round. I could not find a single thing wrong with this thing, except for some of the times when you need to pick something up outside of the actual gameplay area, which is very annoying, but that's my setup and the thing that you get with a lot of PlayStation VR games with things being out of the way. But yeah, definitely recommend. Now, going on to the Quest. Now, with the Quest in general, I do kind of want to see if I can stream this, but I haven't really had time yet to set up the streaming feature for it. Now, I know the Quest has a standard press this button to output to Facebook, but it's not right. It's not there properly. Outputting visuals to Facebook, but no audio. You might get, I think you get mic, I haven't really checked, but you don't get any game sounds or anything, which kind of defeats the point of this thing. So the live streaming function for the Quest isn't that great. I have actually done an unboxing for this. Again, I haven't managed to put that up yet, but eventually I will put that unboxing video out for you. To actually do some streaming, there's some programming I need to do on my laptop, and I need to connect like a video output from the headset and use a USB-C to USB Type 3 adapter to be able to connect it to my laptop, and then I need an audio jack to plug it into the microphone headset and then plug that into my laptop. Before you know it, you've got cables everywhere attached to your laptop, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of a wireless headset. So trying to stream from the Oculus has been a little bit of a pain, but not impossible. And as soon as I manage to get that figured out and get that done and get that sorted, I will be streaming some games out for you. And you might hear some choking as I'm get myself caught up in all the cables that I'm running around. But the first game, there's only 2 games that I've gotten for this. The only reason that I've only gotten 2 games is A, because I've been stark broke for the past couple of weeks, and I haven't really been able to afford anything yet, because we need to build up our money again, because we're currently really out of cash. But as I said, in time we hopefully will be able to build our finances up a bit. So I haven't been able to get any new games of late recently. So I've only gotten 2 for the Oculus Quest, and one is Orbus VR, which is an VR MMO RPG, one of the first ever VR MMO RPG games I have ever played or even heard of. I know there's probably are other VR MMORPGs out there, but this is the first one I've actually seen and gotten into. And the other is VRchat, which is free. So free, yeah, we like free stuff, don't we? Give us the free stuff and we like our good old free stuff. So Orbus VR, A Realm Reborn. I'm actually quite enjoying this, and I have to admit has been one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming much this week, because I've been playing that all the time. So bad. But that's what we get for these MMORPGs. They are designed to like draw you in and spend hours upon hours of gameplay, because there is so much to be doing in this VR. In fact, although Orbus VR is very low in graphics compared to other games out there, I think it needs to be that design or that level so that a lot of people can play it with hardly any lag, especially on the Quest, considering it uses a mobile processor. Now Orbus, you can either choose one of several characters. You've got like the Rune Mage, you've got the Paladin, you've got the Sword Fighter, you've got the Scoundrel, you've got the Archer, and also you have the Shaman. I think I got all of them. When I say Sword Guy, I mean Warrior. Oh, and also the Bard as well. Now, what makes this unique, two things that makes this unique over other RPG games, is that you can change class. You can change class quite easily just by picking up their weapon. So let's just say you're a Rune Mage and you've got yourself a level 16, made yourself a level 16 Rune Mage. You think, I just want to quickly change class to a healer type and pick up the Bard's drumming sticks. You will then change to level 7 Bard or level 14 Scoundrel, depending on whatever class you live. So when you gain EXP, or when you grind missions, gain EXPs, defeat bosses or enemies, you are leveling up the class you are currently playing, and you can chop and change that class as you like. And the XP isn't an overall XP, it is dedicated to that specific class, which I think is a cool, unique feature. Allow people more versatility in their gameplay, that they can be playing around with like their Rune Mage for pretty much most of their time, and then say, oh, I just want to give healing a little try, and then just pick up the drumstick, and they start as a level 1 healer, and they can level that up quickly. As well as the equipment, though, the equipment you get, I wouldn't say it is specific to the class, but I mean, you can use any equipment with any people, with any class, but I think they're more beneficial to particular classes. So if you're like the Scoundrel, you'll pick up some leather type equipment with more buffs and bonus points that goes towards the Scoundrel. Whereas if you're the Rune class, you'll pick up more cloth type clothes that gives you more intellect, that will benefit being a mage. And Warrior, you pick up more plate mail, which benefits more armor such. So you have to kind of work with what you get, and they will only be to the level of your class, which outside of all of this, it is not an easy game to play, especially if you want to play the Rune Mage. Now, if you get any other sort of RPG style games, such as like World of Warcraft, which I think Orbus definitely tries to hint at a lot, it's just a simple matter, oh, I want to cast a fireball, press 1 to cast fireball, or pull your trigger to fire. You don't get any of that easy hand holding here. With this, if you're playing a Rune Mage, you have to draw out the spell you want to create in midair, and if you mess it up in any way, the spell fails, and it is very hard to like draw. Let's just say you have to draw a particular type of rune to craft your standard fireball, and if you some people will get quite skilled, can like do it rapid fire really quickly using shortcuts, but in the end it is really kind of hard. You'll probably find you've got an enemy in front of you with just 1 bar of health left, and you're constantly trying to do that next spell that will finish him off, and it's just failing time after time after time, and in the end, because you can't pull off a spell, he kills you, which I find really quite annoying. But then you do have other classes which are more DPS classes, such as like the Scoundrel, where you just got a gun and you just pull the gun out and just shoot them. Okay, now I want to talk about the healing method. I mean, we've talked about like the room age. Now I want to talk a little bit about the healing classes. Now there are 2 classes out there dedicated, well, I wouldn't say dedicated, but are predominantly healers. One of them's the Bard, the other's the Musketeer. Now the Bard and the Musketeer. Now the Musketeer has like these glowing orbs which you use to actually shoot at people. So you've got like 3 different orbs, one of healing, one of regeneration, and one of shield, that when you shoot at people they will heal or regenerate them. It's not as easy as when you like play World of Warcraft, when you just select a person and then you press the heal button. The healer's job is really hard. You have to run around the battlefield finding people that are low on health and actually physically go up to them and shoot them. And if you miss, you've wasted your bullet, and it can take an age for that particular bullet to regenerate. You also got a life well orb, which puts down a healing circle that people can step in, but there are some areas where people like to scatter all over the place, and you're thinking, I can't heal everyone around here because they're way out of range. It'll take me ages to get to them. But the healer's job is the most important and yet the most underrated job of all the classes. As I said, it is very hard to keep everyone alive, but the way that I see it, if the game or if the dungeon goes well, then the tank has done a good job. But if it fails and everyone keeps dying, then it's the healer that has done a bad job. So the healer gets hardly any praise but all the blame, and is one of the hardest roles to play. So always be mindful. Give the healer some love at the end of the dungeon. Let them know that you appreciate some of their work, because it is really hard trying to keep everyone alive. So if you've got a great healer on your team, if you've got someone who really knows what they're doing and can really pull out that moment, then you've got a winning team, got a winning combination. As I said, you got, okay, so that was like the Musketeer, who just shoots healing orbs at people and has a turret which can switch between DPS and also small amounts of healing to local people around the turret. The other healer type is the Bard. Now the Bard is a more advanced character, and it's sort of like, I would like to say it's like playing Beat Saber in VR, Beat Saber in an RPG style game, because you have like these notes in front of you and little orbs drop down over the notes, and when they get over the notes you've got to hit that note at that time to be able to do that effect. And you've got something like 5 different notes down below that you can, and you can only use 3 of them. So you select 3 notes. Each note has a different effect. One could be doing DPS, whilst another can be doing regenerative healing, another can do excessive healing, another could be doing protection shields, and so on and so forth. So you select the 3 most important notes that you want. So if you're mainly going for DPS, so if you're mainly going for a healing class, you want the health, the regeneration, and shield, protection type notes all selected, and then start playing those. And when they get lit up, when you've used them enough times, they'll come up with a special ability that kind of like 10 times its original power boost, which helps really heal which will help heal people more quicker, more faster, more efficiently. The problem with the Bard is it is automatic with the Bard. As I said, the Musketeer is more or less you have to shoot the person, you have to go around shooting them, whereas the Bard, you stand still and all you need to do is focus on hitting the right notes at the right times, and it will heal the people around you. But you don't know the actual area of effect that you have. You don't know when someone's outside of your area and they're not getting healed. So, and because you're too busy focusing on the notes you're trying to play, you can't really see the world around you. You can't see if you're in danger, if you're currently being hit, or someone else is like wandered off and needs healing, and you need to get to them quick. You don't really see any of that because you're focused on playing those notes. So those are the two different styles of healing class, AoE or direct. And then therefore we've got the tank classes. We've got two particular tank classes. One is called Warrior, one is called Paladin. Now the Paladin class really takes after 4, really likes to make you think like 4, where you've got this mighty hammer and you have to hold it over your head so it gets struck by lightning, and as it gets struck by lightning, power orbs fill up, and you can either use that to attack people. You've got 3 tomes in front of you, one of them to draw aggro, one to heal yourself a little bit, and the other one to do damage. And the most ones that you want to be as a tank class is drawing aggro and healing yourself. And also another feature of the Paladin is that you can throw your hammer and you can teleport after it. You know, like how Thor does, he's like swing and then goes voink, straight off. So you like swing your hammer, throw it, and then you teleport to wherever you throw it to. So that is pretty much a Paladin class. The Warrior class, you can either choose a large shield or a small shield. If you choose small shield, you've got more DPS damage. You choose a large shield, you take, you're more of a tank, you can take the damage a little bit more, but you do less DPS. You've got higher health factor, higher armor, but less DPS. And you can do when you're swinging your sword, it's not just swinging your sword. You've got to swing your sword in certain directions, in a certain way. So you've got, say, left, right, up, right, left, to do a hamstring cut, or left, right, up, left, to like a particular uppercut, which forces them to pay more attention to you. So I know you get like your basic warrior that will come in, they'll just swing their swords around like mad and end up why they're not doing anything, because swinging your sword around doesn't do squat. It just makes you look like an idiot. So you have to swing your sword in certain directions in a certain way to be able to create certain moves to get to actually do the thing that you need to do it. So this is why Orbus isn't like your general VR MMORPG or your general MMORPG, because you're not just pressing buttons and it does the thing that your buttons are assigned to. No, you have to physically learn what maneuvers you need to pull off to do certain things. And as I said, the hardest class out of all of them is the Rune Mage, because the Rune Mage has got to learn so many runes. And when I mean the Rune Mage has got to learn so many runes, not the character in the game, you as a person have to remember what runes do what, because there's a rune to cast level 1 fireball, another one class level 2, another one class level 3, each one growing in difficulty. You've got affliction, you've got light, you've got polymorph, you've got fireworks of glare, you've got teleportation, and each teleportation go to different areas. You've got different runes for different area locations. You've even got resurrection, which is a 3-part spell. You've got to learn 3 different runes to be able to cast resurrection. So it's not, well, the book does help you by giving some outlines of some of the basic runes, but all the advanced ones, all the shortcuts, everything you need to know, you got to know up here. So therefore, the race of the intelligence is invalid in game. You've got to be the intelligent one in real life to be able to play the room mage and remember all the runes that we've got. I know that I try to play the room mage, but as a room mage I'm more like Rincewind. I know the spells, I find them just hard to pull off. I can't actually do it. So, but yeah, so that is Orbus VR, A Realm Reborn on the Oculus Quest. My first experience of a VR MMORPG, and I loved it. I'm still loving it at the moment. But I see that the power on my camera is going down and I am running out of time, so I've got to move this along. Next up, we have VRchat on the Oculus Quest. Now, VRchat has been something that the PC have had for ages and only has just come out on the Oculus Quest. And there is a bit of a divide between Oculus users and PC users. And when I mean a bit of a divide, I'm sort of like looking at a classified, because the PC users can do everything. They've got the power in their computers to look at all the different things, all the different visual effects, all the great and wonderful rooms you can go into. But the Quest isn't quite there in the manner of power. So it can only do a small section of what is out there for the PC users. There are only a few avatars that a Quest user can use. There are only a few rooms that the Quest user can use. And in fact, some PC rooms that have been optimized for the Quest that only have been able to do so with some massive degradations. Now remember, the Quest, although it is a great VR headset, it is still only using mobile technology with a Snapdragon CPU, the main thing that's holding it back. Yes, because we can't have massive cooling fan systems on our head. Otherwise, our entire head will be turned into a heat sink with cooling fans and everything. So we can't really do as much with the Oculus Quest that the PC users can do. And as I said, there is a bit of a class gap between the Oculus and the PCs, which can be a bit disappointing sometimes to know that some people will consider you second-class citizens when you go through there. But leaving the VR bigotry aside, it is still a great experience, and one that I'm definitely going to be using a fair amount to. Not only just because of this, but because of the room creation system. Now, the room creation system, unlike what you got with previous games such as like Rec Room, the room creation system uses something on the PC that I am actually used to before, called Unity. If you are familiar with Unity and you know the ins and outs of creating stuff in Unity, there are some modules that you can attach to create rooms in VRchat. And I'm thinking, yes, I'm liking that idea. I am liking that a lot. Because as I said, I used to do some stuff in Unity. Okay, only project-based stuff. I haven't done anything major, but I think this will be a good opportunity for me personally to start getting back into more of the programming aspects of what I used to do. And if I can get back into creating Unity, there are certainly a lot of rooms I would like to create. I mean, I've still got to create my space station. I know I had an attempt to create my space station in Dreams, but the way that we have to do it, I've only managed to make some grass and a few rocks. Oh, and some metal textures. So I haven't really been able to create it that well in Dreams yet. But like I said, Unity is based on the 3D Max application that I use. They're very much interchangeable. So I might be able to recreate my space station in Unity and upload it to VRchat, which I think will be excellent. So, oops, sorry. Don't mind me knocking my camera. So watch this space to see if I can actually make a space station. Okay, now as I see, the battery on my camera has gone red. It's going to start flashing, so I am going to have to wrap this up quick now. Yes, let's see. So let's just quickly see what else we've got here, because I think I've pretty much talked about everything. Only what's up and coming over the next week. Now I still have, even though that my budget is blown at the moment, I still do have quite a few games that I need to play through. So look up for this upcoming week. I have got Trover versus the Universe, so keep an eye out of that. Trover, so up and coming next week will be Trover versus the Universe. We have the first sort of our 5-minute movie nights coming out. That'll be on next Saturday. I'm still going to do some more live chats with you guys. So I'm going to be doing that on Friday. Let's see if we can get the time this Friday to do another live chat. Hopefully we are still waiting for that update for No Man's Sky. So when the update for No Man's Sky comes out, we'll go be doing some of those, as well as a few other games that I've got out as well. But in the meantime, I am going to be focusing more on trying to make these 5-minute movie nights, because I've still got a lot of work to do to get those up and running. So over the next week, I'll be live streaming Trover versus the Universe and working on getting the 5-minute movie nights sorted out for you guys as well. Yes, so I think that is everything. Also, don't forget, I'll put down in the description, I've also started up my first Discord server. I've just logged onto Discord. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So for the fact that I don't know what the heck I'm doing, I've started a Discord server up for you guys. So I'll put the link down in the description. So see what, log on and see what you think. Any comments or suggestions, please let me know, because I am starting out in this. I really don't know much of what's going on. So if you've got any advice, I'm always willing to help out. And now my battery has gone flashing, so I'm about to go. Thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Discord server if you haven't. Don't forget to check out Twitter if you haven't. Thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed creating this. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys out there. There you go, there's another one.